Welcome to the vlog. Man was trying to assassinate Donald Trump, found guilty. NASA plans a trip to the moon. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ryan Rowe been found guilty of attempting to assassinate President Donald Trump on a Florida golf course in September last year. A jury found Rowe, 59, guilty of all charges, including the assassination of a major president candidate and a range of firearm offenses. The incident happened on 15 September 2024 as Trump and a presidential candidate was playing golf on a course he owned in West Palm Beach, about 15 minutes from his Mar-a-Lago residence. A U.S. Secret Service agent spotted a rifle barrel pointing out of the bush and fired, and the man holding it later identified as Rowe, who then fled the scene. He was arrested nearby. Rowe attempted to harm himself after the verdict was read out, according to the BBC U.S. partner CBS News. He reportedly tried to stab himself using pen before U.S. Marshal intervened. In a social media post immediately after the verdict, Trump thanked law enforcement and a witness who provided information that led to Roe arrest. Trump said of Roe, this was an evil man with an evil intention, and they called him a very big moment for justice in America. Attorney General Pamela Bondi said this attempt assassination was not only an attack on our president, but an affront to our very nation itself. Roe will be sentenced on 18 December and is facing up to life in prison. He pleaded not guilty and made the unusual decision to defend himself during the trial, which began on 8 September and played out at the federal courthouse in Fort Pierce, Florida. North Carolina native who lived in Hawaii prior to the Florida incident wrote made a series of bizarre steps and statements throughout the proceeding. These include challenging Trump to a game of golf, requesting access to Team Green, and delivering an open statement that touched on the history of human evolution, the need to be kind to one another, and references to Adolf Hitler. Vladimir Putin. The judge cut his open remarks short. So Mr. Ryan was trying to kill Donald Trump. So I need you guys to like, share, and comment if you want a second update on this. So he is found guilty of this crime. Right now he's going to serve life in prison. He haven't get his sentence yet, but he will get his sentence. And what do you think about this? Because he did not plead guilty. So do you think he is innocent, or do you think he really tried to kill Trump? So what happened right now? A lot of people try to kill Trump because this is not the first they attempt to assassinate Mr. President Trump. But they failed. The last time they shoot a shot in his ears, and it grazed his ears. Enough people say that it was him who set it up. Well, I don't think anyone will set up someone to shoot off their ears, but that's what enough people say. So I need you to leave your comment. Remember to like and share and subscribe. And tell me, what do you think about this black? NASA planned first crewed moon mission in 15 years for February 2026. NASA said they are hoping to send astronauts on a 10-day trip around the moon as soon as February. The U.S. Space Agency had previously committed to launching no longer than the end of April, but said it aimed to bring the mission forward. It's been 50 years since any country has flew a crew lunar mission. NASA will send 4 astronauts there and back to test system. The Artemis second mission is the second launch of the Artemis program, whose aim is to land astronauts and eventually establish a long-term presence on the lunar surface. Lakeisha Hawkins, NASA Acting Duty Associate Administrator, said it would be an important moment in the human exploration of space. We together have a fourth row seat to history, she told a news conference this afternoon. The launch window would open as early as the 5th of February, but we want to emphasize that safety is our top priority. Launch Director Charlie Blackwell Thomas explained that the powerful rocket system built to take the astronaut to the moon, the Space Launch System, was pretty much stocked and ready to go. The mission was overwhelmingly successful, though there was issue with the heat shield as the spacecraft re-entered the Earth atmosphere. These have since been addressed. The Artemis 2 launch will see 4 astronauts go on a 10-day round trip to the moon and back to the Earth. The astronauts are Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Koch of NASA, and Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency will not land on the moon, though they will be the first crew to travel beyond low Earth orbit since Apollo 17 since 1972. The lead flight Artemis director Jeff Redigan explained that the crew would be flying further into space than anyone had been before. They are going at least 5,000 nautical miles, 9,200 km past the moon, which is much higher than previous missions have gone, he told reporters. The aim of the mission is to test the rocket and spacecraft system to lay the ground for an lunar landing. Astronaut will enter the Orion capsule, which will be their home for the duration of their journey, which sit on top of SLS. Will be carried initially into Earth orbit with the help of 2 solid rocket boosters, which will fall back to Earth 2 minutes after launching once they have done the heavy lifting. Experiment will monitor how their bodies are affected by space. Scientists will grow tissue sample from the astronaut blood called orgonite both before and after their journey. The two sets of orgonite will be compared to see how the astronaut bodies have been affected by space. Accordingly, Dr. Nikki Fax, NASA head of science, You may be wondering why we are doing all that when we have actual astronaut. She told BBC News. Want to be able to study in depth the effect of microgravity and the radiation, and these sample I'm certainly not going to an astronaut, but I can dissect these little wide sample and really look on the difference. After the spacecraft shot past the moon, the astronauts began their 4-day journey home, drawn back with the help of the Earth gravity. Arrival, the service module, which has the spacecraft primarily propulsion system separated from the crew module. The astronaut will then begin a dangerous part of the mission as they re-enter in the Earth atmosphere. Parachute back to the surface of the coast of California. Success of the mission will determine how NASA can launch Optimus 3 to really land on the moon. But even if the mission goes to perfection, the space agency state aim of no longer than mid 2027. Realistic according to Dr. Simeon Barber of the Open Universe. Earlier than is familiar language for NASA, and it means just that. That the earliest possibility, he said, added that optimistic due to the expense of keeping Artemis 3 on track. The moon landing will require Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship to take the astronaut from the surface. And we have seen in recent months that spaceship itself still has a long way to go before it can even achieve an orbital, let alone put astronauts on board. So NASA is going to space and they're traveling straight to the moon. So what's gonna happen? We are waiting on 2027 when the launch will officially be launched, because they say that are not they don't want to go no later than 2027. So we're gonna watch out and see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see if they're gonna buck up on any aliens in space or any unknown aircraft, because they say the last time they buck up in an unknown aircraft which was in the space and then it's travel to the Earth atmosphere. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen, what they're gonna discover on moon, because you never know. Probably they go up there and probably they discover some form of life living in the moon or something like that. So we're gonna see, and they also gonna see how the human body react on the moon and the effect that the moon have on the human body. So this is a scientific task. So we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. These men that are doing this job is very brave, because it take a brave person to leave off of the earth and go to the moon, because I don't. Yes, it take a brave person to do that. So these men are very brave. So they are heroes. Yeah, so we gotta give a thumbs up for them. Yes, because they are very brave and they are risking their life. So we just wanna leave our prayer for them and make sure that this mission go the right way, because a lot of people do not believe that men can go on the moon. People believe that when men go on the moon, they are tricking the crowd. They don't actually believe that men actually go on the moon, because you got some religious people that don't believe that. Yeah, so leave your comment and please remember to share and like if you want a part 2. If you want a part 2 for this vlog, please remember to like, share and comment. So bring this vlog to 10,000 views or 100,000 views, and I will do a second review on this. Yes, so remember like, share and leave your comment, and please remember to subscribe.